Hi guys, and welcome to Visual Basic tutorial of a school management system developed using MySQL. Alright, so let me show you guys how this works. You can exit if you want. So I'm not going to exit right now, and we can also go straight here to check out the student details. Right there, those are the two student details. We can reset. There we go. Oh, we can even go back in there just to search for one or two students. Let's go for Dina. There we go. Those are the information of Dina. Although the rest of it is not on the database. However, let's enter new data entirely. I've just clicked on reset. So let's come in here, enter the student details. And the name of this guy, let's say the name is Ola Wills. An address of Mr. Wills, 37 Kingsland. Lane. Ola Wills. Let's say female. Date of birth. Okay, let's check out the course that Ola Wills is studying. Let's say she is into information system. There we go. And she's a home student. She's not on scholarship. She's actually on a final year. And the unit that she's taking includes as follows. Okay, we have the unit and so all the necessary information on the system. If I go straight into the student table here, as you can see, the details of all our wells is now there. So all we just need to do is click on add. But before that, let me show you guys the database as well. That is the database. So now minimize that. The details of all our wells is not on the database neither. So let's come in here and just click on add. There we go. And we get this message telling us it's successfully added. Alright, now let's go to details. Right here, those are the details of all our wells. And if you come in here as well, all you then need to do is just to click on refresh, and that is the details of all our wells right there. Okay guys, let's minimize that and go back to the table here. There, those are the details of all our wells. And guys, and I'll see you guys with a full tutorial shortly. Okay guys, let's exit out and start a new project entirely. Now I'm going to click on create new project. And right here I'm going to select Visual Basic Template. That's it right there. And click on next. Let's give our project a name. Let's just call that VB underscore school management system. And right there, let's click on create. There we go. Okay, my form is ready. Now I'm going to change the properties of this very form. Let's change that to 1388 by 788. Press enter. There we go. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to come straight to the toolbox here, and I need tab control, this very one here. Let's drag it that much. Let's take it right up here and just move it down. There we go. Okay, let's go to the properties and change the details of this very tab control right here. Click on that, and here I'm going to change that to the very first one is going to be, let's say, school system, something like that. And for the second tab, I'm going to change that to student details. Right. And click on OK. There we go. And those are the changes right there. Okay, back to the toolbox here. I need panel now. Let's grab some panel there. There we go. And this panel, I'm going to populate it around. So hold on to your control, click and drag. Oh, first thing first, these two panels seems to be transparent. I'm going to change the back color to control. There we go, you can see that. Okay, as for this tab, I'm going to change that as well. So let's copy this panel first, and I'm going to copy these three panels, take them down. Now this very tab, I'm going to change the back color. Let's change that to, now let's change it to cadet blue. There we go. Nice. So I'm just going to speed up the design of the interface and get back to you guys. Okay guys, this is how the interface looks now. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to come right here. Let's grab labels. Maybe, okay, I can see button here. Grab that very button. I need it anyway. So I want to add three buttons here. One here, another one, and another one. Okay, let's come right here. We need label, and we're going to need a couple of labels. We have one here, 2, 4, and one more. Let's come in here, select it all in fact, and just change the font size because I'm going to need to be able to see what I'm doing properly. So let's see. Come right down here, change it to maybe about 20 for now. May have to change that though. Okay, we need TextBox and ComboBox. Let's get hold of this ComboBox now. We need one here. We need TextBox now. Right, TextBox. Just copy it across, and there we go. I'm going to have to speed up the development of this interface, guys. So mostly what I need is just TextBox and ComboBox. We're going to need some of those here as well. So let's speed up the design of the interface and I'll get back to you guys, so that we don't have to spend much time here. This will be TextBox, ComboBox, and labels here. Okay, let's speed it up. Okay guys, this is how it's looking now. If you don't know how to enter data into the ComboBox, for those of you who are new, all you just need to do is select the ComboBox, go to the properties here, and right there click on that item, collection item, enter whatever you want to enter right in there, and that's it. So that's how you take care of that. Now let's start to work with some coding. I'm going to first of all take care of this exit. Double click on the exit, and in there I would like the exit to actually prompt the user to confirm if they want to exit or not. So I'm going to say dim I exit as dialog result, and dialog result I exit here equals message box dot show the following message, confirm if you want to exit. There we go. And I'm going to enter the title of my project in there. So enter a comma, and in there the title is School Management System. Alright, so the next thing is I'm going to enter the next argument. Let's enter, first of all, enter a comma there. The next argument is going to be an argument that will prompt the user to confirm if they want yes or no. So let's say message box button dot yes or no, comma, another argument is going to be message box icon, and the type of icon I intend to use here is going to be question and a. So let's use an if statement to validate the selection made. If dialog result dot yes, then application dot exit. All right, so that is that. Let's take care of this. Let's get that corrected properly. Application dot exit, and you enter parentheses here, I think, and that's there we go. So that's fine. So that's exit taken care of. Let's run it and see. All right, click on exit. There, I don't want to exit. Yes, I do want to exit. Now let's take care of this reset. You see, in the case of reset, look at it, we need to reset all of these. So I'm going to double click on reset. So what we want to do with the reset is we want to be able to reset every single object in here, and as you can see, each object happens to be inside their own respective panel. So I'm going to double click on it, and right here use as follows. Now that should take care of my very first panel here, this very one, and as you can see, that is panel number 1. So inside panel number 1, I would like the system to clear the following. So let me copy these lines of codes, and I am going to use that for what panel is this? That should be panel number 2. Come right in here and just paste what I've just copied and change that. Okay, that is going to be panel number 2 there. Okay, now as for panel number 2, I have ComboBox. This is for, okay, that is course, so we have to change that. And here, let's take care of this one first, this one underneath here, and that is panel number 7. So we're gonna come back in here. All right, that's taken care of. So the next one I do have paste, and that panel here is what? Panel number 7, and inside panel number 7 I have what is known as the guidance. There we go, copy that. All right, go back in here, panel 7, and change that to 7, and the ComboBox there is guidance. All right, so those 3 with mostly TextBox and 1 individual ComboBox is taken care of. Now these other 3, they are all ComboBoxes. So this one we have this is panel 4. We have panel 5, that's going to be all 0, and this one is 3. So 4 and 3 will be no, and this one will be 0. So let's go back in here, copy this, and come right down here, paste there. Now those are ComboBox. I'm going to change the name of the object, as you can see, and that is ComboBox. There we go. So the control will take care of that ComboBox, and inside that very ComboBox is a no, and that is panel number 4. No, panel number 3. Panel number 4 is the same. Is that, and that will be panel number 4, and the last one, panel number 5. I In panel number 3, let's see which of the panel has, oh, number 5 has just zeros. So come back in here and change those to zeros. There we go. And that's it. Those are the lines of code that I'm going to use to clear my system. Okay, so let's take it from the top again, bring it down. Now run. There. So if I enter whatever in here, I should be able to just change a whole lot how I want. So the default value in here should be no, and this one should be zeros. Okay, so this one we're gonna have to take care of it separately. Alright, change this and try it all out. Now decision time, reset. There we go, working the way I want. Now I'm going to take care of this very one. I want to be able to select whatever object I want to select here, and the rest information should be populated here. So exit out, come right here, double click on this ComboBox. Okay, let's start by using an if statement there. So I'm going to say if COB calls this very one, COB calls, is that in there, dot text equals select a course. So what I don't want the system to do, let's enter, come down here, I'm going to say txt course code dot text, that will be equals nothing, and we're going to repeat the same thing for the next one. cob.faculty dot text equals nothing, and we have about 3 more. txt dean of faculty that equals nothing as well, and txt program manager or program leader, okay, dot txt course tutor. There we go. So we just clear all of them. So the next thing is I'm going to copy this and just change things around. Let's use else if now. Copy that, copy, and come right down here. Else if, let's assume the next selection happens to be something, let's say serious games. I'm gonna come in here and just enter serious games here, BSC serious games. Okay, serious, that's not what missing there. Let's come in here and just say games. In that case, I want the following. So let's say this one will become, the course code will be BSC SG00009, and this is going to be school of computer games. And the dean of faculty, the name is going to, let's say it's Professor Danny Morehouse, and course leader, let's say Professor Peter Parker. Professor Peter Parker. and course tutor. We're gonna call that Dr. Sami South. There. Okay, so the first one is taken care of. Let's run this before we continue. So I'm going to select this very one. Let's say serious game, and that's it. Populate that, and let's now select a course there. See that? That is good, and this works as well. Okay, in the case of this, I want you to change that to serious game for me. All right. Okay, that's fine. Now let's copy this and just change things around, and I'll speed that up as well. Okay, that is it, all done. So I'm going to run it now, but first of all, let me just copy this. That is going to be on what frame number? That's meant to be frame number, okay, 2. So let's see, 2. Anywhere there's 2, let's go in here, double click on the resets. Now 2, so this should have been that. Okay, so when I play that, this is what happened. And in here, this, we need to get rid of that, get rid of this as well, and get rid of this. Okay, let's run it and see. Okay, the system is ready now, so run. There we go. Run again, reset. That's fine, and all of these are working anyway. Right, so let me show you guys the lines of codes for the resets. For the ComboBox, so that you guys see all of those lines of codes. Double click on that. There they are. And that is it. Those are all the courses. There we go. Now let's run it one more time. Right. Now what we then need to do, we need to take care of the database. Okay, that has to be done, but there's something I need to do before that, and that is to show you guys my tab number 2, and that is supposed to be my DataGridVeiw. So let's show you guys that. Let's click on this. Okay, right here is my DataGridVeiw. So all you just need to do is go to tools and grab yourself a DataGridVeiw on tools. That is it right there. Okay, supposing I don't have one here, let's assume there's no one. You just draw your DataGridVeiw there. That's all I did. I want to delete that. So this is my DataGridVeiw here. Okay, just to show the data of each student. That's all. Now let's double click on this very add button. Oh, before that, there's one important thing we need to do though. Let's go straight into the tools. I need to connect my SQL. So right in here, you see where we have NuGet Package Manager. I'm going to go straight into the Manage NuGet Package for Solution. Click on that, and this dialog pops up. Right inside this dialog, you want to click on the browser. Inside the browser, we're just gonna type in, see right here where we have the search, type in MySQL in there and press enter. There we go. There's one here, there's another one here, but this one seems like the most well used one, so I'm going to click on that. It's got 22 million plus on it, so click on that very one, and I'm going to now come in here once it's selected, and let's click on project, and that should select my project name. I will then click on install. As you can see, if you guys notice, the latest is 8.0.24. that's the latest one, that's the one I'm using, so that's cool. So I'm going to click on install. There we go, and there it started installing. Now this dialog pops up, so preview changes. I'm going to click on OK. That's cool. And right here I'm going to accept the license agreement. That is it right there. You must accept that. There we go. And now it's getting installed. Almost there now. We should be there. That's it. Successfully installed. Most of those packages are now successfully installed. Let's see. More installation is taking place. That is it. All done right there. So I can now close this. I don't need it anymore. I'm done with the NuGet package manager. So close that. And right up here, we now need to embed the library. So scroll right up. Now, right above the public class from 1, we need as follows. Let's say import. That will be Microsoft Visual Basic and application services. There, that is 1 down. We also need Microsoft.Windows. So I'm going to copy all of these and import. Let's come up, paste that in there. .Windows. Oh, Windows 32. Okay, grab that as well. Now I'm going to import the next one, that is going to be MySQL. Import MySQL .data and .MySQL client. There we go. So that is fine, all taken care of. As you can see, it seems like they are all kind of like grayed out because it's not being used. That's why. So right underneath my public class here, okay, public class form or public class form 1, let's say dim SQL can as new my connection, my SQL connection, my SQL connection. All right, 1 down. Now let's do the same thing for the commands. Dim, so my variable SQL command, just like the previous one, equals new MySQL command, and I'm going to import the others. All done. Okay, I have to speed that up. So the next thing I want to do now is let's declare something for the connectivity. So let's say dim server as string, and this one is going to be equals, let's say localhost. There, that is done. So the next one is going to be username. Let's copy this and just paste it. 1 2 3 4. So this is going to be, let's call that username. For username, I'm going to call that is root. Your username will be the root as well. And the next one is going to be my password. My password is 1 2 3 4 5. So we enter password here. And right underneath here is the database itself. There. For my database, let's call that, I'm going to call it school SMSDB. Okay, you see this SMSCB, that's just an abbreviation for School Management System Database. I don't have a database called XMSDB. So what I'm going to have to do now is I want to open up my SQL. So let's come right here. You see where we have the schema? Click on the schema, and I will now create SMSDB. Okay, I've just created my database in there. So now click on apply and click on apply again. Click on finish. Your database is ready. Now we need to add some tables. That is it right there. So drop it down. You see the table, right click on this table and then select create, and there. So give your table a name. My table is also known as SMSDB, and you see this double head arrow, drop it down, and right up here I'm going to enter my very first column. That is going to be student ID. That's the very first one. And the next one is going to be, you see, if you look at this, I've set this as my primary key. The primary key is not meant to be empty and it's going to be unique value. Now underneath here I'm going to enter first name, and I'm just going to leave that as 45 virtual. Right underneath here, let's say surname, and let's enter address here, address. So after the address we go for gender, and here I'm going to enter date of birth. Let's enter the student mobile details. Underneath here we think we can add email there, email. That is good. So all taken care of for the student. The next one is going to be guidance. Okay, for the guidance I'm going to need your name as well, so I'm going to say G first name. So guidance first name, then G second name, surname, I mean. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, surname. Then address of this guardian, G address. What about mobile number of the guardian? Yep, mobile number or mobile phone. Then email, guardian's email. So that should be G as well. G. And you see this one, there's gonna be an error here, so make that a G mobile phone as well, or G mobile. Right, that is it, all taken care of now. So I'm just gonna come right here and click on apply. There we go. Click on apply one more time. In total I have 15. No, I'm gonna need one more. The student course code, so that we can recognize who the student is. So I'm going to cancel that instead of apply. Let's come in here and just enter course code. Cost code. Yeah. Okay, let's apply that now. We don't need this one. That's an error. There, right there. Let's get rid of that. All right. Okay, so that is it all done. Click on apply now. Right. Yeah, in total I now have 15 columns. So click on apply and click on finish. That is it. My table is ready. So I'm going to drop that down. I don't need that anymore. So now let's create a function up here. So this very function here, I'm going to call it, let's say private, and let's just say sub update table, enter parentheses, come in here. Now get rid of that. I'm not in C# or C++. Okay, now the first thing we want to do is we want to connect this our MySQL connector there. Paste that in there. A MySQL connector equals, or is going to be dot connection string. And this connection string, the very first one is going to be equals the server, which I have right here. Come in here, paste the server there, and right there. And the server that I've just connected it to is going to be equals server. So let's say plus server. Okay, we also need to connect the username. So I'm going to say enter a quotation in there, and in there we say plus, it's a user ID. Okay, that's fine. User ID, close the user ID. That should be equals user ID now, and the user in this case happens to be username. So okay, that's a plus username there. There should be a plus sign here though, right? Okay, that is fine. So let's copy all of this. This could be confusing if care is not taken. Copy this, paste it right here. Now the next one that will be in here, that will be password. So let's say password, and that is password equals password, and password is going to be equal password, you guys can see. So let's do one thing and just bring it down and come in here. There we go. Right, so that is password. So let's grab this and just enter it for the database. Come in here, paste that in there, and that will be the database now. Okay, let's say database, that is equals database as well. It's plus database. Right, and there we go. Okay, that's taken care of. So right underneath here now, we now need to call this connector here. Paste that in there, and we just say the connector.open. We want it to open. Enter parentheses, then MySQL command dot, so say dot connect, yeah, that will be equals SQL com there. Now let's get the, let's say MySQL command dot command text, and that is equals the following SQL statement. Let's say select all from, let's use uppercase with that as well, my database that I call SMSDB, and let's run that out there. That's my database. Okay, the SQL statement that will select data from there if there's any. For now, there's no data, but let's try to read this data anyway. SQL read. Let's say L. That will be read data. Let's say read equals whatever we have inside the SQL command, and that is meant to be dot execute reader. Now SQL, let's say data, I want it to load, dot load whatever we have inside the reader. Okay, that's taken care of as well. Now let's close the reader itself. Let's do a reader dot close. Let's close the connector as well. Dot close. And what is now? I need to add the data source straight into my DataGridVeiw. So let's say DataGridVeiw 1. That is it right there. Dot data source, that is equals SQL data table. Right, so this that you guys are looking for will actually take care of my connection for me. Okay, this that you guys are looking at will take care of my connection, but one thing, let me copy this. I'm going to use it for my add button. So let's come in here, double click on the add button, paste that in there. All right, so right up here, let's use try catch anything that might cause error for my system. So right underneath here I have try catch, and let's grab this, move it up here for now. Okay, now what we want to do is, but now I need to call my SQL query, one of the variables that I declare up there, to do as follows. I want you to insert into my database known as SQL DB the following, and the following will include student ID, comma, first name, comma, surname. All of the data, let me show it to you guys, all of the data that I have in here. Okay, I mean all of the columns that I have in there, I am now entering them in here. So the next one is going to be comma, we have address, and so on, guys. And there I've entered all of my columns in here. All right, the next thing is, and I want to add every single one of my objects. Okay, the first one that I'm going to add is the student ID. Okay, that is it right here, student ID. Just copy that, txt student ID, txt first name, and so on. So back in here, so let's just say plus, come right down here, and in there let's say the value that is going to be entered is as follows. Okay, the first value, I'm going to open up parentheses and apostrophe, quote unquote, and right in here let's say plus txt dot text. Okay, that is my very first one. Let's get rid of this, that shouldn't be there. Okay, that's my very first one. Okay, now for the very first one taken care of, we now need Let's enter a quote here. That should be plus comma there. And the next one, that is going to be txt first name dot text. Txt first name taken care of. Copy this, just paste it here. Now the next one, that is going to be surname. Txt surname there. Paste that here as well. Okay, right underneath, let's come right underneath here. We want address. Txt address dot text there. This should have dot text here. Right. Okay, we have address taken care of. Paste the next one. We want the address for the student. The next one is going to be the gender. So in the case of gender, that is CBO gender dot text. So and so on, guys. So I'm going to just speed that up for all of the objects. Okay guys, as you can see, I have all of my columns, right, and I also have all of the object that will populate each cells on a row. Okay, now let's take care of this. The next thing we want to do now is we're going to say SQL command. We want to get that closed. Dot close. Right. Now let's do one thing before we even close that. Let's say SQL command, that will be equals new MySQL command, and in here we just need to say SQL query, yeah, comma SQL connect, and right underneath that, let's enter SQL read, that is equals SQL command. There, we can now get that executed, execute the reader, and then close off the command. Right. Okay, so here, that is not the command closing. We need to close up this. Okay, that's fine. The next thing I want to do is, if there's any error, okay, we want the message box to alert us. Okay, let's say message box dot show depend on whatever you want to enter, but I'm going to say ex dot message. That should generate, the system should generate a message for me, and you can put a comma in there. Okay, now in here I just want to enter the title of my project. We can just say school management system. School management system, that's another parameter. Let's enter two more parameters. I'm going to say comma message box, okay, message box buttons, this very one here, dot okay. Right, and one more, let's say message box icon right here, dot information. You can use a warning sign, you can use whatever you want. That is it, taken care of. So finally, we also wanted to dispose of everything. So I'm going to come in here and just say Finally, SQL connect.dispose parenthesis there. Okay, that's looking good, but there's one more thing I want to do, and that is to call my, there we go, the function. Grab that very function, bring it down here. I don't want to spell it wrong, that's why I copied it and paste that function in here. And one other thing I like to do is I like a message just to notify us that the system is officially updated successfully. So let's come right down here, paste the message box. In the case of the message box, let's enter my message in there. I can just say record entered successfully. Record entered successfully. There we go, that's it, all done. So let's press enter here so that you guys can see that. All right, look at that. So this message box will be displayed if everything goes how we plan. Okay, so far I can't see any error. I'm going to save that. There, as you can see, my database does it. There's nothing on the table yet. Let's see, where is the database? SQL DB, there we go. That's the table here. I just want to show it to you guys. There's nothing. Double click on that. Look at that. Even if I click on refresh, there is absolutely nothing. So now let's run our project and see decision time. I'm going to run it. Click on start. Okay, decision time, guys. So I'm going to enter the student details in there and the name. Let's say the name is Raj and the other name is Patel. Okay, Raj Patel. Now, address of Raj Patel, number 13, London Road. Okay, and now let's come in here. Gender is male. Date of birth 12/05/1997. Telephone number of Raj. Okay, that's Raj phone number, and email of Raj or Raja, and that is, there we go, guardians. Let's say it's the mom, and the mom's name is Mary, and here address, they live in the same house. Mobile number of mom, email of mom. Just put Mary in here. There, and the course, select the course, and student details. This is not on the database, guys, so you can always add those on the database, the subject and so on. The choice is yours. So I'm going to just say that's it for now. So let's click on add and see if the message box displayed. Then that means things are going the right way. Click on that. No message. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's telling me the table does not exist. What is this? Okay, let's get that sorted. All right. That is strange. Where did I get that from? That should have been DB. Okay, I'm going to stop that. Alright, I have corrected that. Let's go to my add, because I copied it from add as well. Yeah, okay, add is fine. The database name is SMSDB. Okay guys, because I did copy it, that's why I have to check. So now run it. Let's see one more time. Okay, the next one, let's try out another candidate entirely. Let's say that one's name is Godson. Godson. Okay, and the name is Naz. And in here, address, let's say numbered. Okay, all right, then let's say Denton Highway. Okay, and his male, date of birth 23 whatever. Telephone number of Naz. Email address Godson at gmail.com, and guidance, that is daddy, and daddy's name is, let's say daddy's name is Dave Naz. That's daddy's name. Address, copy that, paste that in here, and telephone number, let's copy some of these, paste it right here, and mobile, and email, that is email. There we go. And right here, paste that. That's what it's studying. Let's change it to something else. And it's a home student, and it's a scholarship as well. First degree, second year, and those are the units. There we go. Call unit, and there. So decision time now. Let's check. Hopefully no more error. Click. There we go. Successful. Look at that. Click on OK. There. Now let's check out my table here. There we go. That's it right there. Okay, that's fine. So let's go into my database and check out the database. That is the database. There's nothing inside the database. As you can see, the name of my database is MySQL DB. So let's click on refresh. There we go. Those are the details of Godson Naz. There. And that is all, guys. So with that, I'm going to call it the end of this beautiful tutorial developed using Visual Basic.net. Subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of the channel. There's a lot of benefit for channel members. Have a nice day, guys. Bye.